Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show, and it's time for your Leeds versus Watford pre-match chat. I hope you're all doing well and looking forward to a nice Easter break. Before we get into the video, as always is the case, smash a like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out the live streams that I've dropped this week as well. They've been very, very good, if I do say so myself. But let's get into today's video. So, of course, Leeds United now on a 3-game undefeated streak, winning 2, drawing 1 in a decent run of form, going away to Vicarage Road to Watford, another relegation rival who will see this game as being very, very winnable for them. And one that can really kickstart their survival hopes. You know, I've said for weeks that potentially Norwich and Watford are done. I know others might disagree, and others will say, well, they played well against Liverpool. Yes, they did. But look, they still lost the game. It doesn't really matter because points win you prizes. Look, after 3 successive away games for Watford, you would think them and their fans would be like, right, let's get back to Vicarage Road and let's get some wins. But in actual fact, they're probably fans and the players themselves are actually fearful of that return because they have lost 8 consecutive home league matches. They have only secured 7 points all season at home. The 34 league goals conceded at home, coupled with the fact they've only got 7 points all season at home, is actually the league worst for both tallies. So, you know, there is definite reasons to be positive for Leeds United going into this game. And we're going to continue in that positive vibe, just for the time being anyway, and say that Watford have conceded the opening goal more often than any other side in the Premier League. And they have been losing both at half-time and full-time in 5 of their last 7 home matches. So there are many reasons to be positive. And look, if Leeds United can start well and score in the first half, I believe we go on to win this game. I do think there will be goals in this game, however, because there have been over 2.5 goals scored in 7 of Leeds' last 8 away games, coupled with the fact that Watford have conceded at least 2 goals in 7 of their last 8 home matches. And again, you know, we've conceded at least 2 goals in 7 of our last away matches. So it's going to be a bit of a goal fest. I do believe both teams will score. We struggle to keep any sort of shutout, don't we? Home or away, if we're being totally honest. So I think a clean sheet for either side is a pipe dream. I was going to go for 2-0, but in doing the research for this game, I was like, right, okay, there's no clean sheets. It's just not happening. And the fact that there's been quite a lot of goals in our away games, their home matches, you know, I am actually going to go for a 3-2 Leeds United win. I mean, it'd be a thrilling encounter. I think maybe err on the side of caution, maybe 2-1. Would a point be okay? Probably as well in our quest for survival. But I think we win the game. I do think we win the game. But by no means will it be easy. And I'll get onto that very, very shortly. But just to give you an early score prediction, it's out there, but I'm going to go 3-2 Leeds United. And why not? I mean, Leeds United continue to provide entertainment. You know, we are the first Premier League team this season who has, for goals conceded and scored, hit a century. There has been 100 goals in our games this season. Okay, we've conceded a lot more than we'd have liked, but listen, we are the entertainers. And look, beating Wolves away from home broke a 4-game winless away run streak. So why not? Let's go into this game full of positives. Let's hope it'll be an entertaining counter. And Leeds United, yeah, win the game 3-2. Now, where do we need to be worried from a Watford perspective? Well, of course, their ability on the counter-attack. I mean, they do have the capabilities, especially in wide areas. We know Leeds United prefer to play vertically. They prefer to play very, very narrow. So I do believe that if Watford are to get at us, it will come from wide, it will come from counter-attacks. And they do have decent players in them areas. Of course, you have Joao Pedro, you've got Sarr, you've got Dennis leading the line, Cuco Hernandez, who's in great form as well. Midfield has a bit of steel in Sissoko. So there are a few individual players to, to pick out and be worried about. And much like Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace side, they will sit in that low block and they will try catches on the counter. And I do believe in terms of how the game will will develop. It will be stop-starty. It will be bitty. I think it will be very, very congested. You know, Jesse Marsh said himself a big reason why Leeds United have defended better is because we're not so expansive. You know, we don't play with a lot of width. How many times have we seen so much space and we're just saying to ourselves, move into that space, and a player fails to do so. You know, Jesse Marsh did say saying we don't play wide is incorrect. We know where the goal is, and it is not in the corner. We want to play vertical. In a roundabout way of saying, yeah, okay, you're saying we don't play wide, but the goal's not over there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I do believe the fact that Watford will be very hard to break down defensively. They're a Roy Hodgson side. We're not going to play with a lot of width. It's going to be very, very congested. Neither side are really going to want to have the ball, you know, because we like to counter press, and you can't counter press if you've got the ball in your possession. And of course, Watford prefer to play with the counter attack. So I don't think. Look, I said 3-2 and then said I don't think the game's going to be a spectacle, but I do think there will be a number of times, for example, that we may get caught on the counter attack. I think the goals. I guess you could argue that the fact that we concede so many show that defensively our teams aren't the best as the rest of the Premier League. So I will still stick with that 3-2. But I have sort of contradicted myself a little bit there in terms of what I expect how the game to look. But that doesn't mean there won't be goals. We have to take into account as well that we don't have the best record against Watford. Watford have won 4 of the last 5 head-to-heads. Of course, they lost the most recent one when we beat them earlier on in the season 1-0, and that was a pretty drab game. And the man, I forget his name now off the top of my head, actually lost his job on the back of that game. Look, Watford have a fully fit squad to pick from as well. And the same can't be said for Leeds United. Roberts, Firpo, Bamford, all still out but making good progress. Shackleton ready to train next week. But other than that, Marsh said everyone is available for the Watford game. And that does involve Joffrey as well. He was yet to train up till yesterday. Due to train today, which is Friday, I believe, but he will be available for the Watford game. I don't think that'll mean a start, but Joffrey's going to be in and around it as well. And of course, we have the return of Calvin Phillips and Cooper, who, Cooper made 90 minutes. He certainly starts this game for me. I thought he was really, really great, and he was my own man of the match against Southampton at the weekend. I know a lot of people pump for Rodrigo, and I understand why, but you know how I feel about Cooper. And of course, Calvin, and I think Calvin's got to start this game. Marsh was speaking about him in his press conference and said, look, to have Calvin on the pitch, everyone saw it brought poise and settled everyone down. He said, I heard him saying he didn't do much, but his presence on the pitch meant a lot. And that's true. You know, having England's best player, you know, in the middle of the park can do wonders for your side and also strike fear into the opposition as well. And, we will need him in them areas as well. Of course we will. It's going to be very central, and that's where he plays in the pitch, right? So Calvin's got to start this game for me. And look, he's been enjoying himself at the darts. He seems in great mood. So for me, get him starting. He is our talisman, and he's definitely not going to be going to Manchester United. I can put my hat on that. For my starting lineup for the weekend will be Meslier in goal. I think Ayling, Llorente, Cooper and Dallas. I think it'll be an unchanged back 4. The 2 in front, I know I've previously said I think he'll opt for KP and Click, and I prefer Click than Forshaw because he just plays a little bit more expansive in the system. But Jesse Marsh has said he sees him more as playing higher up the pitch. And due to just personnel being available, I think Click won't start this game. I think KP and Forshaw will start in the double pivot. I think behind the front 2 of James and Rodrigo, you will have Rafinha and Harrison. I am waiting for that time where we will see Joffrey and Rodrigo, we'll see Joffrey and Bamford, whichever it may be, but I don't think it'll be today because of on Saturday, because Joffrey will not be starting for me. The fact that he hasn't trained, Jesse Marsh isn't about to throw people in like other coaches may have done. We've seen that thus far anyway. But yeah, look, I think we have enough to win the game. There will be goals for both sides. It is a game that we really need to win. If we draw, it's not so bad. If we lose, I understand everyone will be panicking again, probably myself included deep down somewhere. Whether I'll feed into it, I'm not so sure, because I still think we'll be all right. You know that. Everton are on a downward spiral. Yes, Burnley have clawed the gap back a bit and still have games in hand, and they have Daichi, etc. But you know, I still think we'll be all right, regardless of Saturday's victory. But yeah, look, win this and you can say, yeah, relegation's in the rear view. So hopefully that happens, and I think it will. Leeds United to get 3 points, and I'm going for a 3-2 win. Thank you as always for watching the Just Your Football Show. Smash the like, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds.